Guys, I need to break the fourth wall for just a second. If you're watching this video, you're part of a shrinking club. Not because our show is shrinking, not because our subscribers are shrinking, because YouTube is quietly making it harder and harder for videos like ours to land in front of you, or frankly, in front of anybody new, or anybody at all. And it's not just us. This is happening across pretty much every progressive YouTube commentator you watch. So this story here is about us, and about all of us. And I'll have to tell you about the company called Alphabet, whose biggest donor relationship took an interesting turn. I'll tell you about that in a second. But internally here at Ring of Fire, we have been talking about this in our editorial meetings on this team for weeks, maybe months. We watch the numbers. We run the A/B tests. We ask ourselves the same questions over and over again. Why are the numbers down? And then a couple of days ago, I saw Farron Cousins, our friend, the predecessor here at Ring of Fire. He sat down and did a video about this problem. And listening to him talk through the problem was like hearing someone else read your own diary out loud. Farron's seeing the same thing we see, confirming the same thing we've been saying for weeks. And what is everyone in this sphere seeing? Things that normally work in our favor aren't. When we have great content, when you engage with it, YouTube is still ignoring it. And when YouTube does show one of our videos to a human being, the human beings like you click. Our click-through rates are not just above average, they're way above average. They're doing the job. We're doing the job. You are doing your job. But the impression rate, that's where YouTube shows how often they're showing one of our thumbnails to anybody in the first place. It's at an all-time low. The faucet is closed. And I see this in the comments. I see you guys. Some of our biggest fans will comment, I've hit the notification bell, I subscribe, I do everything you ask me to do, and you're still not in my feed. And I want to address something with you guys, by the way, about our thumbnails, because you may have noticed. Our titles, they can be loud. Our thumbnails, a little bright, bigger text, named targets in the headlines, Trump's face in 3/4 of them, bright yellows, bigger fonts. And I want to tell you, that's not us being clickbait. That's us just trying to get through YouTube's throttle. Every single video, every single day, every single week, our team is running tests. Headline A versus headline B. Thumbnail with Trump's face on it versus a thumbnail with a chart. Loud versus quiet, specific versus general. And we're doing these tests constantly because the algorithm shifts under our feet. What worked Monday might not work today. What worked last month may get completely ignored. So we are solving a constantly shifting puzzle in real time with our editors, our researchers, and frankly with you. And all we're trying to do is get our information in front of you. Because if nobody sees the story, nobody learns the truth. And nothing in this world changes. When you click, every click is a vote that content matters. Every comment is a louder vote. Every share is a fist fight with the algorithm. So if you see a thumbnail and think, oh man, that looks a little loud, just know that the loudness has a job. And the troubling part here is that the problem seems to be on the progressive side of YouTube. A lot of us talk. David Pakman, Sam Seder over at The Majority Report, The Young Turks, Farron. We all see the same pattern. Videos that should be hitting hundreds of thousands of views are getting tens of thousands. Some not even cracking 10K. And meanwhile, cable news ratings are going up, which tells you it's not a slow news cycle. People want to see this stuff. YouTube is just deciding not to show it to you. Now, this could be an accident. Sure, algorithms drift. YouTube rolled out their Gemini AI-powered recommendation engine this year, which, in their words, prioritizes satisfaction over watch time. And maybe a side effect of that is that pissed off political commentary gets dinged because it doesn't leave you, the viewer, in a satisfied state. Maybe that's possible. Maybe you should try smiling more when you watch me. Or let's follow the money. Stick with me here. The good part about greed is that greed is trackable. And one of my favorite websites, opensecrets.org, when you look there, you look at Alphabet, and you can look at Google's parent company's history. And typically, Alphabet leaned Democratic in all their corporate donations. In 2020, their company's employees and their PAC gave nearly $22 million to Democrats versus $1.4 million to Republicans. But that was during the Biden era. In November 2024, Trump wins, and within 2 months, Alphabet donates $1 million to Trump's inauguration. The same month, YouTube's lawyers send a letter to House Republican Jim Jordan saying the Biden administration created a political atmosphere that sought to influence the actions of platforms. It's their mea culpa, basically. And then in September of last year, YouTube settles a lawsuit that Trump had filed against them for $24.5 million. $22 million of that went directly to fund Trump's White House ballroom. Let me say that out loud and again. YouTube paid for Donald Trump's ballroom. Quid pro quo. And just last month, reports show that Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google, has been deeply involved in lobbying the White House on a billionaire tax fight in California. So you've got Brin and Trump side by side talking, negotiating, working this out. And this is the same Sergey Brin back in 2017 was protesting publicly against Trump's Muslim ban. I think his relationship has gone sour, Sergey. So now, the company that decides what gets to be on your YouTube homepage and gets recommended after the video you're watching now, what gets buried, what gets shown, that company's senior leadership is now actively, transactionally embedded in the Trump regime. Their corporate donation patterns have flipped. They paid $24.5 million to Trump on a bogus lawsuit. They paid for his ballroom. Now, I'm not saying that an evil rich guy personally fired up the algorithm on a Friday night and typed progressives into the dumpster. I don't have any evidence of that. Nobody does. That's not how the companies work. They don't work that way, though, because they don't need to. The algorithms, they encode the priorities of the people who tune them. They tune them for satisfaction, where satisfaction might mean they want low controversy. And if they define controversy, it might mean anything that pisses off the wrong donor. And in that case, you get a very specific kind of throttling, a quiet throttling that hurts very specific channels. And like Farron said, Ring of Fire and our friends, we're going to be okay. We have you guys. We have a great big audience. But when you look at smaller progressive creators, the ones that are doing the hard work out there, the ones that are stepping up to the plate, they can't. They cannot survive this. And to echo the comments that I've heard, I do think that YouTube is actively trying to silence the people that are bucking the mainstream media. Now, whether it's the goal or just the side effect, the effect is the same. Less reach, less new viewers, less of us. So here's what you guys can do right now. And it doesn't matter for us, but I mean, it does. Like a video, comment, whatever. But I'll tell you the thing that is huge. Become a member. Now, we're still sitting here trying to figure out the best way to reward our members, and hopefully we're doing a good job of that. But trust me when I say that we are going to add even more value. But that is a huge way to support independent media. But if you don't have the funds to become a member, click the next video. Click any of our thumbnails when you see it. Watch the videos, subscribe, leave a comment. Because every time you do that, you're telling the algorithm that you want to see us. Yet, the algorithm is still going to try their best to silence us. Don't let them.